Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-December 2022 reading for the sign of Taurus. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Glad to see you again. And if you have been here before, you know how I do this. I kind of put out a general inquiry. What message does Taurus need to hear? Not half the deck, though. What specific message does Taurus need to hear for mid-December 2022? What message? What can you tell me about Taurus's situation? Taurus's life. At the moment, it needs to come out. What needs to be revealed in Taurus's current situation? What's going on with Taurus? These are cards of advice. Cards of advice for the situation that we are looking into for mid-December. Hope you're having a pleasant holiday season so far. And happy solstice, which is coming up next week. Okay, here we go. Looks like you got some personal growth potentially here for Taurus. Sixes talk about opportunities and options opening up in that area. And personal growth, I mean kind of leveling up. It could be in any area of your life, emotionally, spiritually, financially, mentally. Let's keep going though. We need more information, obviously. The Two of Clubs. So to restore harmony and balance, there's some communication that needs to happen. Something is not clear. I have a feeling this communication will help you in this personal growth, because I know the Tauruses I've known, often, not always, it's not, a blanket statement about all Tauruses, but the ones I've known sometimes have trouble expressing themselves. The Queen of Clubs. If you have been with me in, especially the last few weeks, the Queen of Clubs has come out in every single reading for December, including the first half of December. So here she is in your spread. She could represent a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. She's kind of a gentle power or authority figure in her own way. The thing to note about her is she's very supportive and generous. So you may have somebody around you like this, or again, this seems to be the overarching theme for December. I've kind of been feeling it's a message that we all need to be a little more supportive and kinder to each other throughout this holiday season, because holidays can be rough for some people, right? The King of Spades. This could be somebody causing a disagreement, like you're not on the same page with this person. That's what the King of Spades represents. It is somebody who has a little bit of more power over you, whether they're older or you just look up to them some way, or they could be like a boss, a supervisor, maybe even somebody like in a financial, I'm picking up financial institution, someone who could make a decision for a loan, for example, who, that's a type of power. It's a type of authority, because it kind of pivots on their input, right? Could also be an air sign, and if you don't know their sign, it's no big deal, but I'll just throw it out there: Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It doesn't have to be male either. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in this situation for Taurus. What is going on? Okay, Eight of Diamonds. Maybe you're trying to pursue something on your own, an entrepreneurial pursuit. This is the card of putting in hard work, time, and effort into something that pays off. It could be that you You know what? I'm stopping myself because I'm remembering your scenario. The last 3 readings I've done for you. There is a playlist for you if you'd like to go review the ones for November and then the first half of December. I think it kind of continued along the same lines. You were in some kind of new financial pursuit. I think it was career. That's what I was picking up on, and it disturbed your home life. The thing I was getting out of it was that you were having to travel a lot or be away from home. And that was really causing some havoc in your life. Taurus likes to be grounded, likes to be stable. This could be a connection to that. You're still kind of on your own, or maybe you kind of dropped that pursuit. In the last reading, I think you were being advised to wait a little bit, not to jump the gun. It could be that you are... I'm picking up like you, because this banking thing came out, and I don't usually go off on tangents like that. I feel like that's definitely something I got downloaded. So I feel like maybe you're recognizing that you could do this on your own, because I think it was some kind of commission-based endeavor. It's going to lead to this personal growth in business. And that could mean a lot of things, not just that you're going to start banking the prosperity, but also mentally and emotionally you're going to grow because you'll learn more doing on your own, right? There's the communication here, though, that I think is lacking, has to do with this person who's causing an issue. And like I said, I was hearing like banking institutions, loans. You haven't maybe gotten your idea across, because I know when you apply for a business loan, you have to have a very clear business plan. That's very important, especially even if you're not going to follow it to a T. The banks want to see that, and maybe the communication there is just not getting your idea across, and therefore you're getting rejected, or they're saying they need more information. I don't know. Geez, these came out together, so I'm going to pull them both out. They were separate, but they came out together. The 5 of Spades, again, you're in some kind of separation. You're still in some kind of pursuit, I think, that's taking you away from home. You're not, maybe you're able to come home on the weekends or something, or it's just a lot of long hours. It's just taking you away from your calm, stable home life. The Queen of Spades is someone who holds back what's going on. I still think you're kind of bottling up your experience, your discontent, because you are feeling very disturbed, and maybe there's a part of you that feels a little bit self-conscious about that. Like, why am I so upset about this? I just need to deal with it, because that work situation, like I said, started around, I think, late October, early November, and I think you're still adjusting, because there was a lot of adjustment in the beginning. The Queen of Spades could, again, be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But I see her more as kind of representing someone who keeps they're tight-lipped. So people are a little bit suspicious of what's going on. Maybe some people around you have the idea that you aren't particularly satisfied at the moment, not happy with what's going on. And that separation, again, denotes the changes that are going on that's leading to some kind of separation. It's not like a breakup. That separation is not along those lines. There's another card that comes out that kind of talks about relationship along with the 5 of Hearts, but we've just seen the 5 of Hearts come out in the past couple of readings. I can guarantee you that. I remember that. Pause. So the communication is not only probably with this King of Spades, or what that represents, that King of Spades, it's also expressing your feelings, getting out, that frustration, that pent up emotional energy behind that. I need to get something to drink, sorry. I got all choked up when I was talking about the communication stuff. So yeah, you're feeling like you're stuck. You can't get it out. You can't express yourself the way you really want to. 8 of Clubs. Crossroads decision. Also, it's kind of the Taurus card because it talks about fixed ideas, being stubborn, stuck on an outcome. You're still determined. That's what this card represents to me. If you, however, are at some kind of crossroads, there's some major decision that's on your plate that you're probably not making, you're putting it off for now. Again, it may be to keep, if you're going to keep going down this road, or you're going to, I don't want to use the word quit, but you're going to give up on this pursuit because it's just not turning out to what you thought it was. That was the theme in the last few readings. It just wasn't panning out the way you thought it would. Let's see what else can be revealed. I apologize, you hear my birds in the background. I have birds and they're very far away from this room, but I know they pick up on the recordings. Four of hearts, sorry. Stability and security in home. You still are being supported, and there's a sense of connection with this. So I want to say it's family or a spouse that's still behind you 100%. So you still have that support. Again, I think the communication needs to happen emotionally, which very much ties in with the Six of Clubs and emotional growth, right? If you can learn to break past that barrier and get those feelings out there and express yourself, that'll be quite the achievement for you, Taurus. I'm just feeling that very, very strongly. I think this has been an ongoing challenge for you. The Five of Clubs popped out over here, the card that fell out on the table. Five of Clubs talks about things needing to change, being stuck in a rut, being stuck in a pattern, and just stagnancy. So again, I feel like it's pivotal that you get these feelings out here. I think you're still in this Queen of Spades energy, and it's also about getting the ideas out here to get this on the same page with you, whoever this is. And you really want, I think the Queen of Clubs here with the generosity and support, you're really needing this generosity and support right now. I think that's what she represents for everybody. I think I finally got it. I think it applies differently to every reading I'm doing, but the generosity and support of helping you, whatever thing this is you're trying to achieve with your income, your business. Let's go ahead and look at cards of advice. Yep, new start with the Ace of Clubs. The Ace of Clubs also talks about the desire, or not the desire, but the necessity to learn new skills or information. Now, interestingly, the Two of Spades is there. Perhaps you're feeling a little separated from that. Like there's a disconnection is what I'm hearing. Like you can't get started. Like you're trying to make the start happen, and for some reason you keep running into obstacles or walls. Because the Two of Spades talks about separation between people. There's somebody not on the same page with you. I'm feeling that very strongly, as well as the need to communicate your frustration and your discontent with other things involved in this situation. Jack of Spades, again, you have the suspicion. Again, it's an air energy. Usually a younger air person, air sign, air person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I also see the Jack of Spades as the suspicion that somebody is not being upfront with you. They're not being totally honest. You could venture to say it's a little bit of a paranoid energy, just distrustful. Ten of Clubs. It is leading you to this completion, though. Remember, this is your cards of advice. So even though you're feeling disconnected from this new start, and it's not going as planned, and you're feeling suspicious that things are not going to pan out like you had hoped, and people are not being honest with you, it is leading to... this is always good news. This is a good ending. Major cycle, major chapter closing in your life. The Ten of Clubs also talks about travel. I think you have been traveling. I think that's what upsets you so much. Not feeling grounded, not feeling connected to the home because you've been away so much. The travel can be physical or mental or emotional. Maybe you're traveling from one space to another where all this stuff that's upset you, eventually you're going to be able to kind of go with the flow and kind of ride the tide. I think it's been a challenge so far to do that. Jack of Clubs, younger fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It's also kind of a card of inexperience. You may have fire in your chart, but if it represents a person around you or an energy, it's again supportive and generous. This is like having a good friend on your shoulder who's not necessarily directly involved, but they have your back, right? I'm getting that you need to figure out this support. I feel like you're not receiving it, not because it's not available, again because you're not turning to it, you're not relying upon it. You're a strong Taurus. They don't necessarily want to rely upon anybody. And you're not very experienced in that area. So again, with the Jack energy, it's about somebody not being familiar with what's going on. It's a new experience. I really am strongly feeling it's all about you getting that support and getting out of this distrust. That distrust involves more than one thing. It's not just that you don't trust people. It's, again, I think it has to do with this ongoing business situation. Another Jack. I know this came out in your last reading. This is, again, inexperience around material matters, money, prosperity. It is an earth sign card, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I saw this last time as you kind of, again, being in an experience that you're not well versed in. You're kind of figuring it out as you go along because you don't have that experience under your belt. You know, you're not seasoned in the sense that you know exactly how to handle this. You're still struggling with it. Well, it is still fairly brand new. I mean, October, November hasn't been that long. But look at all those Jacks. I mean, it's a lot of an experience. There's a lot of like not knowing exactly how to navigate through it. Again, it's leading you to another completion though. A chapter in your life, it's going to lead to happiness, celebration. This is the ultimate happiness card. You're still on the path to your ultimate happiness, Taurus. No doubt. No doubt, yeah. And again, with this 10 of clubs and travel, you could be traveling from that mindset that it's not going to work out to this. I kind of see that as something that's kind of the two energies of those cards working in tandem. Yeah, you're going to get out of this, and you're not going to feel so disconnected from the new start that you're trying, and maybe it's all going to come together in the end, but I think right now you're just struggling to see how it's going to work. It's kind of driving you nuts, I bet. 7 of clubs. Yeah, you're feeling a bit trapped, a bit confined in the situation. You don't have a lot of control over it. Again, it's not going as planned. One more card of advice for Taurus, please. 6 of diamonds. Again, you have the opportunities and options to really expand your personal wealth. This 6 of diamonds also talks about being able to take financial responsibility, which means paying off debt, catching up on repairs, upgrades. In other words, not luxuriously spending it, but putting it to good use, being practical with it, which is right up your alley. I know that for a fact. You're very, very good with money. I think I'm going to leave it there. It's, again, it kind of pivots on this communication. I think that's something that definitely came out in the last couple of readings. Or it didn't come out in the last one, it was the one before that. And trying to get this thing started and feeling like it's not going anywhere because of this, Seven of Clubs. Feeling trapped, like it's not going anywhere. And you're very inexperienced. And you're not trusting things. But you need to take advantage of the support and generosity around you. And this communication might spill over into convincing this, whoever is represented by this king, to see things the way you see it and to be optimistic. Perhaps the key for you is to adopt an attitude, a mindset of optimism that you've never been able to generate before. Not all of us are naturally optimistic. I know for me, sometimes it takes an effort, and it's almost like we're faking it, but perhaps you do need to kind of force yourself to express that to others, to exude that energy at least, even if you're not totally convinced, because I still think there's an element of distrust. You know, you can't bullshit the Taurus. That's just the bottom line. You just can't. They will go along with you pretty far. They don't just quit, but they still may harbor some of this distrust and a little bit of caution, and I think you're still kind of in that space, okay? Thank you for joining me. If you would like to see, perhaps this will continue again into the new year, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do bonus readings. But if you would like to see the next video, go ahead and subscribe, hit notifications, or save the video. At least you can find my channel again and check in, okay? That's another way if you don't want to subscribe. Take care, enjoy the holiday season, and I will see you again soon.